Okay. I restarted the Twitch side. And I turned it off to turn it back on. And when I turn off the Twitch side, it tends to start making things work. So it might, I don't know why, it just like specifically makes things explode. Yeah, I reconnected to Twitch and it's exploding again. I don't know why the Twitch server, like the interest server of Twitch, is always like the worst. It's just trying to connect to Twitch. So I guess, I don't know. It's awful trying to connect to Twitch. I'm gonna turn it off again and see what happens. It's just the Twitch problem. It's just connecting to Twitch. And now I'm back. Ah! Doggy! Hi, doggy. Okay, I think we're stable. We're just gonna have to Twitch side. I know it's, I know I have like 2-3 people who regularly watch on the Twitch side. I guess I gotta skip it for today because I don't know why OBS just doesn't like to connect to Twitch. Ah! Also, my OBS like exploded when I started it, and I guess that's what happens when I don't use it for forever. I've returned for yes a little bit. Also, like I have so many things I have to update, and I just didn't do that. So we'll see how that goes. Also, I'm exhausted. I literally woke up at 2, a little bit before 2, and I immediately grabbed an energy drink because I have no energy, zero, none. Especially because yesterday was supposed to be my actual day off. And then I got called in. And then today was like actual work day. And I was like, you know what? 2 things are happening. You made me come in yesterday and I didn't want to because I needed to help out and everybody else was bad. And I went, okay. And then today, my puppy is finally getting fixed. And I have to pick him up, like, right when I would normally start work. And I was like, you know what? Instead of just being like, hey, guys, I gotta be a little late. I gotta go pick up my puppy. I was just like, you know what? I want to stay home. And they were like, please, no. And I went, no. I want to stay home today. And they were like, okay. So, I'm exhausted and hopped up on caffeine. And have a missing puppy for a couple hours. As, he goes through it. I am alive somehow. I'm alive and I have 2.5 weeks left of like our main big schedule, and then I finally get to have like a normal work shift again. My very last like big event I have to work is the 28th, 27th, and then I have a normal work week again. Yeah. But I got alive. Hi, Exodus. I am alive. And I also am here. Yes, it's good to see you. Live stream. I don't know. It might as well be a live stream. 6-7 from also Sufi and Professor. Thank you, guys. Hello, Raymond, Sufi, Berserker, Vassal Legend, Professor Raymond. How many white hairs you got now? I have so many. The only thing that lucks out with me getting white hairs is because I am ginger. They blend in quite fairly, quite easily. I'm not at the point where I have so many that you could see them all very well. They are definitely hidden by the hair color, though. It does let me get away with how much stress there is right now. But yeah, I want to take care of my puppy, and I had to go into work today, so I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I still have some stuff to do today before like but not too late because I gotta run to the grocery store and get some pick up mama's meds and stuff today. But I gotta do that by like 6, so I got time. Um, but yeah, I'm exhausted. I went 3 weeks straight without a day off. Yesterday was supposed to be my day off, and then today, I work again. But that's not how it happened. So I finally have a day off after 3 weeks straight. My legs hurt a lot. I've been doing a lot of walking. My legs hurt so bad that like that space behind like the back of your knees, right? All the way down my calf hurts so bad. Like full on burns to stand up. So I've been enjoying my best friend ibuprofen. You be what? I'm doing brainless tasks in my MMO because it's all I could do at this day. Bro, I can't even... I want to play a horse game. I think I'm going to do that later. I don't know. There's like that update and I haven't played any horse game. And I kind of miss horse game. But I also want, like, having a day off is so intimidating now. Like, I want to play a horse game. I want to play Monster Hunter. I was just thinking about how I want to play Monster Hunter World again. Because I never got to finish that, and I don't like wilds. So I was like, what if I play Monster Hunter World again? I don't know. There's so much I want to do. So I'm super excited for when I finally get to have those a real work schedule in. Oh, it's 3 weeks. Can't stay too long because having to deal with parents, but glad to see you back. And I just started on a new job, 7 weeks training, then 10:30 to 7. Wow, that's a long work day. That's a long work day. Is it, how many days a week? So I feel like you're gonna explode if you work that long every day. My calves, I hope they're super strong. Waiting for dinner to get here, then I'm going to bed. I could not sleep, like, at all last night. And then I still had to get up at 7 to drop off the puppy. He's still a puppy, even though he's a year old. Isn't it crazy? He's been a year already since I got him. Dropped off the puppy, and then I was like, I'm so tired. I need to lay down. And I fully crashed. I woke up at exactly, like, 1:47 or something. 7 days a week with 1 weekend shift. That's a long work day. I hope they pay you good for working such a long day. Hopefully he forgives you. I hope so too. He's probably gonna be so upset with me when he comes home. I know, see, Ezekiel? I'm bamboozled with it too. Like, life has been rough and a mess. And I truly can't believe it's been that long. I think it's a little bit under a year. Because we got him, like, at, like, a month old. Like, not that young. A couple months old, something like that. And his birthday is, like, July. I think it's, like, July 16th. So it's a little under a year since we've had him. But it's definitely close. 292 hours is my... I don't actually have the calculation of how many hours I worked. I should probably see. It would probably be close. See, the main thing is I'm hoping that it'll just help him calm down a little bit. Because he just gets so excited about everything. And he eats and he chews and he bites and he jumps. It is very sad and empty though with him not running around. But my big doggy is taking advantage of him not being home. Normally, like, my bedroom and my office are like the puppy space, and this is his prison. And he's not here, so like those gates and those doors are all open and stuff, and now my big dog's just like, oh, well, I got my old space back. Look at this. So she's been having a good time coming in here and yelling at me. A little over 1, 2. Yeah, because you did get your doggy, she did get her doggy right around when I got my doggy. I do remember that. It's more than enough to make rent, which is that is a very important part. I get to play games with my friends at night like usual. Yeah, that is true. You do get off at like prime night, like nighttime gamer hours. So that's actually not, yeah, you're right. That's not too bad of a work schedule. Gosh, I wish that were me. Big dog. She is back. They're not taking the entire things away. Alright. Yorkie pups have so much energy. Puppies, I feel like the smaller they are, the more energy they have. It can seem like the bigger dogs are more because they just take up so much space. And they need bigger things, you know, bigger moments. But I always felt like my bigger doggies had a point where they would crash so easily. You know, you'll play with them for 45 minutes and like my big dog, should be like, alright, I'm done. I'm done. No more. Whereas my tiny dog, he's just like, go. Okay, I need some water, blah, 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 blah. Go. We fixed our second dog. He got a lot calmer, but also got fat. He's in shape now again because we were running in the morning. Yeah. I also get off work at a weird time where it's probably not the safest, obviously, to go out. You know, 4 a.m. or whatever. But I sleep till it's prime, don't go outside time. Because I have to work nights. So I'm usually not up till, say, like 2. I got burp. And it's then 110 degrees outside, and it's unfathomable to walk an animal or go outside. Us as animals to go outside either. So it's just like, I haven't had time to walk them at all, or like have fun outside at all. It's dangerous, and when the sun is out, it's so hot. Sir S, hello. It's all from home. Oh, it's all from home, and that's perfectly fine. That's the big W right there. I find it curious why every dog defaults to destroy everything. It's because they're just bored. It's just straight up because they're bored. Hi, Barada. Who's gonna pick a fight with you? I don't know. To be honest, because I work in, like, the city, I have already had plenty of people try to pick a fight with me. At this point, too. Especially since, like, one of our, like, main local locations that we, help with are, like, there are multiple bars. So I've already had plenty of, like, drunk, awful people that I've had to deal with. Yesterday I got to meet some animatronic dinosaurs? Massive Legend, where'd you go? Did they like a redone Chuck E. Cheese or what up? Animatronic dinosaurs. There's isn't there like a dinosaur park or something that you can walk through that has those? Also, aren't all the ones that are at Disneyland like falling apart? I've never been to Disneyland. It's so expensive. Like, it is cheaper, still, to pay for a flight to Japan and go to Japan Disney than it is to go here to Disney. So I have no reason to go to this Disney. But also, like, every time you see anybody that's, like, those Disney videos or whatever, they're always like, yeah, we had to pay for the extra $200 pass to actually ride one ride. And then we walked around and spent $4,000 because I had to feed me and my 3 children. And I'm just like, what? Yeah, my internet exploded. But I'm pretty sure it's something with my OBS connecting to Twitch at this point. Because every other time, not always, every other time that I disconnect from Twitch, I get it back. What is that? Uncle, what is that? What is that? Why is there a thing popped up? Mossy Sitting, what is that? I don't know. What is that? He said a big alarm and I don't know what that means. Ah! The world is burning. And it was Mossy's fault. Boom, boom, aga laka boom, 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 aga laka boom, boom. At least with drunk, they're so insanely debuff, it makes it feel... That is true. That is true. There are some who do get a buff. There are some. But it's the buff to their strength, but a complete decline to their intelligence. So there are some roles they don't really pass very well. And you can defeat them pretty easily in some ways. Yeah, Disney never looks like it's worth it at all. Hilariously, I've only been to Japan's Disney. Like, at this point, I feel like that's the only one anybody can go to. Traveling in this economy, also true. Oh, 440 jewels for, what is unk alert? I don't know what that... Dude, I don't know internet lingo. What does that mean? I don't know. My dog sometimes goes to each of our rooms to steal our flip-flops and makes us play with him. My dog does that too. My tiny puppy, every time I go to let him out of prison, will go find specifically a shoe, not a toy, no nothing, specifically a shoe to take with him to the door. He will take it outside if you let him, but normally I can intercept him, and he's just like, oh, okay. But he will take a shoe to go outside with him if you don't pay attention. Fred and I got pulled aside for Space Mountain in Japan because they thought we were too tall and we got to skip the line. That's actually really funny. Yes, EVO. Might not have enough bandwidth to do both. The actual streaming, like, it shouldn't... Streaming is to Twitch as well shouldn't be that bad. It shouldn't take that much. I don't know. I don't know if it's OBS or my internet, because we all know my internet's bad. But I am looking towards switching mine again. Hopefully, once things calm down. I'm not home enough to justify me going back to monopoly internet for the area. But once this month is over, I'll probably be able to. But yeah, EVO. Safety gotta talk to me. ID spawn. What did you do this time? Disney might have been worth it in 2000 and the 90s. It seems like that's the only time anybody could even go. I genuinely have no idea how people go. Because it's not for, like, those middle class people. Like, we can't afford that. 5 digits for Disney annually? I work security for Universal, and yesterday they had me at the Jurassic World ride. It was a graveyard shift, so I got to explore the entire thing. Oh, that actually sounds pretty cool. If there is one thing working not as, like, staff of having to be, like, an actor, a character actor, sounds like it shouldn't be too bad. Or any of the retail, like, in-house retail workers. Like, if you're working, like, the gift shop, it probably you want to kill yourself. But if you're, like, security or you work in the back or something, I don't know, you turn on the lights now and then, probably a great gig. Carslane, hello. But with EVO, I'm not an EVO champ. I did not get to play in any. I didn't feel like I justifiably had enough backing game time to do that, but I did work it. I always work it. And Sundays is always my free day. So I did watch some of the finals. We were missing a ref though on Sunday, so I did have to interrupt my finals to go to another side tournament to work. So I did miss the end of 2XKO and most of Tekken for the finals on Sunday, which made me a little sad because I did watch 2XKO on my phone while I was doing it, because there was no screen near me to watch it. And 2XKO was probably, that and BlazBlue were probably the only two finals that were really, really fun to watch. All the other games, Street Fighter, Tekken, I don't know, Invincible, like, they were all really boring. Like, I feel bad, but I don't know. To me, Street Fighter was stale because it's the same, it's always the same people, always the same characters. And then Tekken is the same because it's usually the same people, but always the same characters. And the few people that are, like, fun to watch because they do choose to play something different or whatever, they don't play it, they don't get far enough, and then, you know, they still got top 8, but then they die, and then you're just like, well, time to watch Arslan Ash win again. Like, no, stop. He deserves to win every time. He deserves to win every time. NRD deserves to win every time. They're better, whatever. But it is boring when we're in, like, 10 years in a row of Tekken being the same dude winning. We're Grand Blue. I didn't get to watch the Grand Blue finals either because I was also reffing. Grand Blue finals, I think, were on Saturday as well as the Under Night finals, so I did not get to watch them. I'm not, not yet, I'm not. That is true. I am not an EVO champion. I would love to, but with how life is, maybe it's my destiny to simply be supporting from the darkness. And maybe one day commentating. I definitely want to commentate one day. Didn't go for the wild card. Could have been the upset. I wish. But no, it was always the same people. It's always the same people, same characters. So it was just a little boring. It was the first time that I actually, I mean, credit is due. I was exhausted because, again, I haven't had any days off, and my technical days off to go to EVO was me still working EVO. So I was just exhausted and my legs were hurting, and this was the first EVO ever. I left a little early during Street Fighter finals because I was bored and tired. And I feel really bad, but it was really boring. Yujiro, I'm very excited for all the new characters that were announced. I'm actually genuinely really excited for the Avatar fighting game. Especially because it's a headline for, I think, CEO in a couple months too, and it comes out at the end of the year. And I think the game looks really good. And I don't want to keep hyping it up because I don't want to be disappointed, because I don't want the same thing to happen to them fighting herds. But I'm very excited. I know one person who went for Grand Blue versus, they got knocked out immediately but enjoyed their first EVO. That's actually admirable. It's always admirable people who go but still sign up, because there are a lot of people who just go because they don't believe in themselves, but they still like fighting games. But I believe firmly, if you ever go to one of these big tournaments and you deem yourself a casual or you just watch, you should still sign up for the experience. It is, as a person who runs regular tournaments, something like EVO, CEO, Frosty Faustines, Combo Breaker, whatever it be, they're a very unique experience, especially every single one of them, because they're all run similarly, but the entire, like, feeling and vibes is always different. And I do genuinely think everybody, if you go to one, you should still sign up. Even if you go because you enjoy, like, watching them, but you don't play them, whatever it is, still sign up for one. You never know. Especially because, like, EVO is EVO, so you should always sign up for, like, I don't know. You should sign up for the game you care about, and maybe, like, a Street Fighter Tekken to see, like, maybe in a pool with the big kids, and you get to see, like, the big kids play and stuff. That's always, in my opinion, fun. But then you go to, like, Frosty's, and Frosty's, like, the anime gameplay, so you'll go sign up for an anime game on a side tournament that nobody's heard of in 20 years. Like, it's always different. It's always fun. Ezekiel, they could. So, EVO, you can actually apply to have your own side tournament, and I wouldn't be surprised at some point. And it's side tournament of anything. I've seen I've seen like puzzle fighters to Beyblades be played at EVO on a side tournament. Because you just sign up, and if they say, yeah, you can have this space for 2 hours, you can do it. And yes, I have seen the Beyblades, and I've seen, like, I don't know, like, Contra and stuff, I don't know. I've seen some weird stuff in those areas. No, my monitor, stop falling asleep. Hi, Robot! Blue Ren, I know I don't know why, but my connection to Twitch is a bit iffy right now, so glad to see you over here and coming to say hi, even though my heart over on Twitch is broken right now. I'm gonna try to figure it out. If anything, I'll have better internet hopefully by the end of the month. Next month. When you say the same thing over and over again, it's pretty understandable. Yeah, because even when technically a character was even more broken, because some of these players are so legacy filled with their skills on specific characters, it ends up those characters that they always play are still gonna come back. So for example, like Anna was really, really strong like last EVO, but Arslan still switched to Nina because he's better with Nina, even though at that time Anna was so much more strong. And again, credit where credit is due. Nina is not probably like the #1 character in Tekken, but she's up there in like the top 5. But the factor that he plays Nina in a way that requires you to truly read your opponent, and it's full on, like, he plays that character for pokes. Like top level Tekken is playing characters for pokes, because Great Life is so easy to get back, right? So the fact that he can read his opponent so well and utilize the poking kit that Nina has to that extent that he carries her through everything of all these, like, straight up season 2 of Tekken was awful and broken. But yet he still carries this character this far, is insanely talented, insanely good, but it's boring. There's not much you could really say. Oh, I dropped it. Yes, the beta for Marvel Tokon. I'm not very excited for Marvel Tokon. I'm gonna try it. I run tournaments, so I have to buy it anyway. I have to buy it on my tournament running account. So I'm gonna have it anyway. I don't care for Marvel. Even when I played Marvel 2, Marvel 3, I'm playing, or Capcom versus Marvel, I should specifically say now. I still just picked Capcom characters. I never picked Marvel characters. And I don't know, I'm so uninterested in Marvel superheroes. The only thing I'm interested in is I don't like Strive very much. As time goes on, I see a lot of its faults, and I don't really like Strive. But under Arxis, I still really like Team Blue. So they have Team Red and Team Blue in Arxis, and Team Red makes Guilty Gear, Team Blue makes Blaze Blue. Mostly Team Blue is making Tokon. So I have not tried the game yet. I haven't played any of them. So I want to try the beta or play it when it comes out, whatever. Because I do genuinely think Blaze Blue is a better game than Guilty Gear. And so I have a lot more faith in Team Blue than I do Team Red. And from what I heard, it's mostly Team Blue working on Tokon, not the Guilty Gear people. Even though it still has wall break, which I think is one of the worst mechanics ever put into fighting games. But it's hopefully in a unique way that won't make me mad. They have played Mega Man Battle Network, that is true. I've heard the term comfort pick used in League. Yeah, it's the exact same idea. Comfort picks will always take you farther in your journey until you hit the highest level. Because at the highest level, you know everything. So you can actually do counter picks if you need to. But there is a point where still the comfort pick lets you take so much specific mental stack off that it's crazy. Which is why I'm one of those people that firmly believe that as 2XKO continues to age and we continue to go further and further into the game and more people play it and more people specifically do duos, I think duos is the actual meta people should do in 2xKO because it splits the mental stack in half with your teammate. So that idea alone, I think, if you can synergize with your teammate and in the long term actually get to a point where it's seamless, there is like no comparison, which is why like Sonic Fox and Inzem got so far. Hikari's just like so good at the game. Like, what can you do? But I do genuinely think if they continue to synergize and figure each other out and actually like completely go 1-to-1, they will be like the best. And I think that's the end like goal with 2xKO. I do think duos is gonna be the best. So I didn't learn their lesson with Helldivers 2. They blocked Tokon and 130 credit by making people sign into PSN. Who would have thought? Oh, and with the Sony thing, they're getting rid of physical media. Microsoft is straight up destroying themselves by just straight up destroying themselves. And then Sony just straight up comes out and says, nah, no more. We don't like that no more. I'm so mad. I hate the gaming industry right now. I love my physical media. I love all my old games. I love collecting all my boxes and booklets and collector's editions. So that's why I didn't get to have the like prime era of all these CDs and stuff to collect, and I only got it for like 2 years before they started taking it all away. And now Sony comes out and just goes, nah. And it sucks more because they know that they won, right? They know, at least within the console sphere, they won. So they have no intimidation, no nothing. They have complete freeform. So they're just going to take the profit driven choice. And it's so annoying. Yeah, Nintendo's its own creature. We already know I'm mad at Nintendo. And their stupid cartridge, like, if you're gonna be wasting the plastic, just put the game on it. I don't get it. I guess game is third. Yeah, it is true. It's continuously just pushed out slop that we just have to accept. And it sucks. It sucks. And it's even harder with indie games and stuff. Cause it's always just whatever ends up breaking the mold. Right? Like, if you really want to find some unique games like out there, you really have to look. It's kind of like going viral with some of these smaller games in the indie gaming industry, because there's so many made constantly that we usually only see the ones that make the front page. Because like every day, it's like 200 games get posted to Steam or something. Yes, we will not own anything and be happy. But that means if we don't own, that means it's technically not, we're not stealing, right? Like don't ask me. I think as long as GOG is with CD Projekt Red, I think they're gonna be okay. Yes, the day that we lose Steam is probably gonna be the worst thing, which is why it's concerning, you know, good old Gable. He's getting old up there, man. It's concerning. There is a limited time frame until we might have to have it switch hands, you know? I got a new Fire Emblem this September. Comes out when I have a week-long vacation. Works out very well. Yes, actually, I'm hoping to finally get a Switch 2 before the prices go up, because already, like, PlayStation is also raising their prices again. Xbox raised their prices. I don't want to have to pay for something that's not that great any more expensive as it is. And I also want to play the new Fire Emblem. And all the other exclusives that kind of come out for it, I'm a little excited for. Of course, I want to play the new Pokemon as well. I don't know. It's just inevitable that I'm probably gonna get a Switch 2. I'm kind of planning on playing. I'm planning on trying to get one before also the end of the year, because I'm concerned by the end of the year that they're probably gonna raise the price again. I also would rather have a PC. I do think if you have $500 and you were thinking Switch 2, a PS5, whatever, invest that in the PC. And Xbox is planning to get rid of their garbage. But to be honest, did Xbox have anything to begin with? What do they have? They don't even have exclusives. Which I don't deem a reason to even buy these consoles. Exclusives. Like, I don't think Spider-Man's worth it or anything. For PlayStation either. But it is frustrating that Sony... it wasn't too long ago that Sony announced that they're not going to be releasing a lot of their in-house exclusives PC anymore, right? Like, whatever the next Spider-Man isn't supposed to be coming to the PC. Yeah, I did see that id Software got completely just beheaded. I know, Mossy. At this point, I have to accept it. The stress is getting to me, and... yeah, I'm bald. I'm bald. I can't fight it anymore. Yeah, all the new releases are not coming to PC anymore. I really want to Switch 2 for the upcoming Pokemon game, but that's it. So it doesn't feel reasonable to get one before the price increase. I agree. I have the luxury of being a streamer, right? So I can get it for a little bit of a discount. And I at least can justify it a little bit more, because there are, for the stream and then for even my self-interest, there is a decent more of the catalog that I have interest in. Because even for me, the bad games that come out, I do kind of also want to play. I do kind of want to play the Metroid game. Like, if I could find a second hand for like $10, I want to see how bad it is, right? I don't know. I'm one of those few people that do find joy in those kind of aspects. But I also want to play like Pokopia, Tomodachi Life. I want to play the new Pokemon game. I want to play Fire Emblem. I want more RPGs that I can play on the go, so I wouldn't mind having like a copy of whatever the next 2.5D game that comes out of Square Enix is, you know, stuff like that. Oh my god, can I play Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate at 60 FPS? That's another reason why. Like, I could kind of justify a lot more things. It's just like to own a physical thing, you don't know, like DVDs. Again, also Massive Legend. I get it, but it means the deletion of media is so much easier, and the scrubbing of our actual current history is so much easier. It's another avenue to make us not own things that we're supposed to own, as well as justify their ability to just destroy for the sake of profit. And that is probably more ugly than anything else. Get some sleep, Sylvie! Thank you! I can't wait for a nap, too. Especially since I got my first job ever in March. It's not a lavish position. I mean, that's fine. But also just work in general. Having to justify paying for something that you can only see maybe having 3 games worth of, like, that's not worth it. Only unless you can justify having, in my opinion, up to like 2 years projective idea of you using a game, like a console, would I ever justify actually buying it. I would, if I did not get a PS5 for as a gift from Christmas, I still would not own one. Because I've only booted up that thing 3 times since I've owned it. And I'm not kidding. Individually, like, per game, right? For, like, 3 games. I booted it up for Tekken, for local, because I use it as a backup Tekken machine. I've used it to play, when we played a little bit of Final Fantasy, and then I used it to play a beta of, I forget, a fighting game. Like, I'm sorry, 4 times. Astrobot. Those are the only times I've booted it up. It's such a useless console. So I would never own it if it was my choice and I actually had the money and I went and bought it. The new Star Fox game? I have no idea. I only saw that it was announced. Is it actually out yet? I didn't think it was out yet. My Dead Gotcha coming back as normal $50 RPG. Coming to everything. Oh, really? Dude, I wish they did more avenues like that, where they would take, like, a game like that and turn it into a real game. Like, that's actually really cool, Nami. And I'm happy for you that your game is coming back in its own fashion. Speaking of gacha games, that are turned into real games, I really still want to play the Grand Blue game. The Relink or whatever it's called. I still want to play it. But it's never on a justifiable sale. And then with the expansion pack thing that's coming out with it, it's more like... Why is it never less than, like, $20? Just go back down to 10. It's been, like, 2 years. An unironic reason I want my Switch 2 is also because Ball Pit crashes on my Switch 1 with too many balls. Again, that is still possibly a justification to have it. Played and beat it, wasn't a fan. Oh, of Relink? Aw, that kind of sucks. I like Grand Blue. Like, I like the world building, and I like the characters in it and stuff. I just can't get myself to play the gacha game because, it's not available easily. I could only play it on my computer if I wanted to, 1. Because it's JP only. And 2, I like the fighting game. And the fighting game is really, really good at establishing its characters. That you really get a lot out of it, in my opinion. Like, you really get a lot out of the fighting game. Unlike with Dungeon Fighter fighting game, that one was charming, and the gameplay was decently fun, but you didn't get much of, like, the actual game from it, where, like, in terms of its world building and the feeling that you get with the characters and stuff. Grand Blue is completely different. You open up Grand Blue, and you're just like, I like this guy, and then... You know, you get, like, their life story, you understand them. It's, I don't know, it's much more interesting. Seems like it took 6 years while just being a really good-looking HD 2D Squeenix game with a lot of reused sprites. They do that a lot with gacha games, don't they? They did that a lot, actually, recently. The reused asset stuff. That's why we have Fortnite and Apex and stuff like that. Yes, the PS5 emulator. I am so happy because it took us forever to even get a PS4 emulator going on. And I think that got taken down pretty quickly because the PS4 emulator somebody made to specifically try to get Bloodborne to work on PC. And they got it to work at, like, perfect. Like, it was unbeatable how beautiful and amazing you were able to customize it and run it. And then Sony went after them. I don't actually know if it's still available to find, like, if people backed it up or whatever. But I do know they did get attacked by Sony as soon as, like, 2 days passed. I would love a Monster Hunter fighting game. We already kind of have an idea what it could be with, in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. They do have the Hunter that you can play. And so we already have kind of, like, an idea how they could translate that. And I would love a Monster Hunter fighting game, just in general. If it ends up being something like, Primal or whatever the heck the old game is called. Where you play as the monsters or the people, I don't know. I don't know how you would really do it. I think it'd be cool if they went, like, through Monster Hunter Stories they did it. So maybe it could be, like, it could even be a tag game. You know, where it's maybe like Pokemon Trainer from Smash Brothers, and you have like your team of monsters that you could switch to. So I don't know. There's a lot of ideas I think that could happen with a Monster Hunter fighting game, and I think it would be really fun. Silver, hello, hello, mate. FFBE is unplayable and the sprites look really good, so it's good that they get some use. Just weird that it took so long. People were in the way rather than taking 6 years of work. That is true. At least they are using it. That is true, that is true. But it is weird that it took 6 years. Yes, Bloodborne absolutely made them angry. Fate Grand needs a Monster Hunter open world. I don't know enough about Fate Grand to be able to actually say anything, but I think anybody that like gets to have like a more in-deep world of the fantasy world, especially that they have, that'd be sick. The most I know about Fate Grand is actually from its sister series, Melty Blood, because that's all I know about Tsukihime is Melty Blood. Because that's the fighting game visual novel that I've been, that I know anything about, because it's a fighting game. With Melty Blood also having whatever the blue dress, blonde hair, big sword lady is in it. Yeah, it would be a nightmare. I'm not a big fan of anything becoming a 3D fighter as well, because we only the only genuine 3D fighters we have is Tekken and Soul Calibur, and maybe like an indie game out there or something. But anytime that it's made into an arena fighter, it ends up being like a My Hero or Naruto or a Budokai, which is more for the fantasy love of the show, where it's the power levels and stuff. It's not balanced, and you just press X a bunch of times to do the combo, and then they chase after them by pressing X again. Like, so 2D is preferred usually in the genre, and 3D fighters just take a lot, like just in general, asset wise and all that. Also, Street Fighter's boring. I really want Street Fighter to be a better game, and I understand that it's really, really big in Japan and it's not dying or anything. But I don't know. I'm really disappointed in Street Fighter because it started off so strong, and now because Capcom thinks like the game is just done and they don't need to do anything and it's like decently balanced or whatever, it's so stale and boring, and they don't even make costumes. 2XKO wasn't even out yet, and they already had like 8 costumes for every character. And we don't even get like a real battle pass. It's just like, here's a sticker. Yay! I don't know. Street Fighter's boring. Soul Calibur is still a thing. Actually, the finals for Soul Calibur at EVO were decently packed. And it was happening, the Soul Calibur finals happened during, I think, Tekken finals. And so obviously they weren't on the main stage. They were out in the main convention floor. But there was actually a decent, like half of the chairs were full. It was pretty interesting. The people who play Soul Calibur are dedicated to Soul Calibur. It's kind of just how it is. With the community of fighting games, there's always like, you choose a fighting game, and that is your fighting game, right? It's like that. It's kind of like how you pick a character in any game, really, and that's like your avatar, right? Your favorite class or your favorite character in Rainbow Six Siege is a guy with a shield, right? So then that's like your identity. You're the Rainbow Six guy and you play shield dude. It's the same thing with fighting games, you know. You have your one game, your one character, and that is you. And that's how you kind of like, I don't know, it's like I said, your avatar and the way you describe yourself. So the people who play that game will always play that game almost. It's very hard for the people to move on when they have their game. Forget which series, but I know there's a 2D fighter. We can jump between different layers. Layers as in 2D to 3D? And you want to know what game that is? It's Pokken. It's Pokken Tournament. The game that I wish that Nintendo would revive, because that game is actually awesome. 6'7"? Thanks, Mossy. 6'7"? Smallpox, obviously. An older one? There's an even older one. Then I'm not sure at the top of my head. But I do wish Nintendo cared and they brought back Pokken. That game is so awesome. And it's a real dang shame that I think they probably abandoned it. Soul Calibur's cool. Kind of sucks about the V being a world reset stuff. Never been a fan of world resets multi-dimensional. You mean Mortal Kombat? Viking? Yeah, trust me. I know. Dude, Tinkatongue would be so perfect for Pokken for Switch 2. Like, no doubt about that. I don't know, the whole entire idea of Pokken always seemed like it wasn't it would not pull off as a concept, which I guess in reality it didn't, because it's not, nobody's playing it, it's not being, you know, made continuously. But it was executed surprisingly really, really well, and I just hope one day we see more Pokken. Especially, you know, you're seeing normal tiny Pikachu, normal tiny yellow Pikachu doing Electric Wind Godfist. Like, that's funny, bro. I want to see Pikachu be Heihachi. And I love Libre Pikachu doing gosh dang king throws. Like, it's so fun. There is a fan-made 2D fighting game, Pokemon fighting game. I forget what it's called, but I do need to try it at some point because it looks decently good. But there is a fan-made 2D Pokemon fighting game. 2D Pokemon fighting game. Maybe I can find it. Pokemon Close Combat? Is that it? My eyes! Yeah, I think it's this one. I think it's this one, maybe? This video game talk made me check my Steam. It's been a year since I played Elden Ring. That doesn't even sound right. Guess life just happens. That is true. If I open up my Steam and I check when the last game I played, it's going to be incredibly depressing. Does it tell me, like, right at the bat? Last game I played. March. I haven't played a game since March. That one made me unironically like Lopunny quite a bit. It's just like her fighting style was really cool. I'm just genuinely surprised, like, we have not had a 2D Pokemon fighting game. Like, doesn't that seem so optimal for Pokemon? I mean, Pokken is great, and I want more Pokken. Like, if they're going to make more Pokemon fighting games, just make more Pokken. But the factor that they haven't actually made a spin-off true 2D fighting game is kind of weird, isn't it? In 20 hours. Life is happening. Life is happening a lot, and it's stressful, and it's depressing, and it's rough, but we always know at some point there's a light at the end of that tunnel, and it's all gonna be okay. I've played Hollow Knight since 2021. I still need to beat the fun. Oh yeah, you've actually mentioned that a couple of times. You still haven't done that? That's funny. But yeah, I wanna play a horse game. I bet you anything. Horse game, I bet you our club's dead. I don't know. I haven't even opened it. I feel really bad. I know the new like story event or something's happening soon. I kinda wanna play it. So maybe when work calms down, I'll have more time to play it on my phone or something. We'll see. I definitely want to play more games in general, though. I want to desperately still play Monster Hunter Stories 3. I don't know anything about that game. I haven't opened it. I want to play it so bad. I see it all the time where it's like, in your library, new, play now, recent games, play next. I'm just like, I'm coming, I'm trying. Oh, yeah, that, redacted. You're right, because that's actually, they even made a reference to that with Terry in Street Fighter 6. Because Terry breaks the planes with the move that literally does nothing in the game, but it's there and he has it. But yeah, that's right. It would be Fatal Fury. I wonder, does Garu, the City of the Wolves, have that? I don't know. I haven't had much interest in City of the Wolves either. That game, I don't know. It's so ugly in my opinion. I think the biggest thing for me with City of the Wolves is the game is really ugly in my opinion. I don't know. I don't like how it looks. I don't like it. Oh yeah, the front page of Steam's telling me that the Black Flag remake or whatever came out. Is anybody here a fan of Assassin's Creed? I've never played one in my life. But this is supposed to be the one that everybody liked, right? Yo ho fiddly dee. Being a pirate is alright with me. Do what you want cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate. There's a new Final Fantasy fighting game, by the way. A new Dissidia? Wait, a new Dissidia? There's no way a new Dissidia is happening. They already made the other Dissidia very dumb, very stupid, very poopy. So I'm not surprised if Square Enix does it again. But when did that happen? OG Black Flag was the last game I played. I have never really heard real good things about Assassin's Creed past, like, Black Flag. Oh, wait. It's a gacha game and pay to win. Oh, that's right. Wait. I think I have heard of it before. Sorry I didn't finish reading your chat messages. I'm hyped up. I've just finished chugging this monster. I'm hyped up on a lot of caffeine. My brain's all over the place. Not really interested in playing, but I find the story neat. I've never been really interested in Assassin's Creed, like, gameplay-wise. I don't know. Stealth, in my opinion, can be hard for me to get into because I get bored easily. I need jingling keys. I don't know why, because then I turn around and I sit here and I'm like, oh yeah, I love playing my really slow footsie fighting games. I love playing my really slow RPGs. But I guess my brain's technically always thinking because I'm thinking strategy and stuff. But I don't know. Stealth games and it's just waiting and stuff. I'm just like, I'm bored. It's a fun pirate game until Assassin's Creed shows up. That's hilarious. I've always had this tick in my head that whenever I do something mildly like parkour-y or action-y, especially in real life, I just, like, my brain always just goes, good thing I played all that Assassin's Creed. But I've never played one in my life. If it was PvE, it'd probably be cute. Co-op time waster, but it seems basic. High skill depth in the game of chicken who clicks their immunity skill first. It goes on cooldown. Ooh, yeah, that sounds like real depth. I mean, it makes sense. They fumbled Dissidia after taking it off the PSP, so... Square Enix, what can you do? It's Square Enix who sold most of their games because they decided to invest in NFTs. It's Square Enix who their entire catalog is locked behind trying to make live service games to get their one little piece of the pie before, you know, all that doesn't work anymore. It's Square Enix, what can you do? Hardcore parkour! I should do that, that's a good one. I love stealth. I can see Dishonored because Dishonored is still like you're kind of calculated, and you gotta be like, okay, I gotta measure out this assassination on this guy, and whatever, and sneaky deaky. But if it's like, especially a horror game, I get really bored. Anything that's supposed to, especially passive, I don't know. I could get bored pretty easily. They ironically looked at Genshin and said that should be us. Not just Genshin. The biggest problem was Fortnite. It all began with Fortnite. That is true, though. If you want to there are 2 games specifically you could pinpoint for the entire problem with the industry as a whole right now. And I've talked about it before. Number 1, Fortnite. Number 2, Destiny 1. Both of those games are why the current industry are what they are right now. And I have no sympathy, no iota of sympathy for Bungie. Was Sony stupid when they bought them? Yes. And we point and laugh at them. Was Bungie stupid for even creating Destiny 2 and Marathon? Yes, we point and laugh at them. And they deserve nothing. Fortnite or Harambe. Dude, losing Harambe made it so everything just falls apart. We got Fortnite because we lost Harambe, okay? Yes, they did have a Fortnite crossover. There are Fortnite cars in Magic the Gathering. Which, I actually have been slowly investing into Riftbound a little bit. I buy packs now and then, and I have a deck. And I think Riftbound's pretty fun. I'm gonna try maybe with the new set to invest a little bit because the game's still new, so there's not a lot of choices. But they are pumping out a lot of sets in Riftbound, like, really fast. It's like every 2-3 months. Which is really fast. And just like Magic. Because Magic also does it every 3 months. So, I don't want to get too invested because I think they're already going to start doing some reprints and stuff. Because some cards are, like, really, really expensive. And then the rest of them are really, really cheap. It's always, like, a handful of cards are, like, $20 or something. The rest of them are cents, right? So, Riftbound's interesting in its secondhand market and its ability to get cards. And you can make decks pretty cheap in Riftbound. It makes me think of, like, when I got into Magic and I was making Commander decks for $10. Marathon currently has under 6K players. Marathon, even from concept, was a terrible idea. One more games with rogue characters like witty, daring, funny dudes. Seem everyone is so serious and angry. I agree. We don't have enough whimsical games. And if anytime they are whimsical, they feel like they can't make it mature alongside the whimsical. Like, it's always cartoony and silly with whimsical. Like, we can't also have whimsical with, like, these tonal differences. It's very frustrating. I want to try it with friends, but that one starter kit I was interested in was apparently quite popular. For Riftbound? The Riftbound one, I don't think it's really worth it, especially because people are still trying to grab it for collecting reasons rather than actually, like, the game thing itself. Because it comes with 4 starter decks or whatever. I would just go to your, like, Walmart and get a starter deck. Because they're like $15. And most of them are actually pretty good. The Jinx one is pretty good. The Victor one's pretty good. Right now, it's the current set, so it's like, it's 5 Vex, I think. And the Vex one's really good. Vex herself is really good as, like, a deck, and it's, like, one you can upgrade. It's really good. For the last set, Rumble is still used a lot, and I heard Rumble's really fun. I just buy singles and made one. I have a Rek'Sai deck right now, and I'm working on a Yasuo deck. Why not introduce our Star-Lord and Savior Chris Pratt? What do you want me to do? Play Mario? But, I actually was, the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, game is supposed to be actually fairly fun. So maybe that's what I gotta do. If I actually want to build my MTG commander guy, it's like 300 bucks at least, I think. Which is why we believe in not actually buying it. There are very few places, in Commander specifically, that will make you actually bring a full physical deck. Luckily, any place in my local, in town, they don't care. As long as it's proxied enough that you're not cheating, they have no care. Yeah. That wasn't a bad game. I've heard decently good things about that game. The only thing that sucks is you can't stream it because it has copyright music, and if you want to stream it without the copyright music, it's like elevator music, and I don't want to lose that experience. So it's something I feel like I would probably just play off stream to keep the experience as a whole without getting copyright claimed. Destiny is literally my favorite game. I'm so sad. I stopped playing after Edge's Salvation Raid. Amazing, by the way, because I saw the direction it was going. You killed 10 years of my life, Bungie. And it makes me so sad because there are people who are like, yeah, there was genuinely good gameplay with the raiding and stuff, and they really picked it up, but it was like on release, specifically Destiny 2, where it is now. The release of Destiny 2 was god-awful. Did my internet just die? Did my internet just straight up turn off? Oh yeah, my internet did just turned off, came back. It was Destiny 2 release, and then it was like every other expansion, wasn't it like painful? And then it was like their last like 2 expansions were straight up awful. If you get it for $20-$30, I recommend it. How much is it? How's Commander different from regular Magic? I haven't played Magic in 2 decades. So Commander is a 4-player versus 2-player. Generally, you can play it 2-player or 3-player, but generally it's 4-player. And it's more party game than it is of actual Magic. It's a social game about politics and team building and speaking your way out of situations. Like, that's the whole point of Commander. There is the one small category of Commander where people play it competitively, but even competitively, generally, there is still that social communication, but they play it to win by, like, turn 2, turn 3. But generally, Magic Commander is a social game. If you want to play different versions of it, that also is available, of playing, like, Pauper and Brawl and stuff. Like, those kind of exist too. I like Pauper. I like versions of Commander where you can only play up to uncommon cards. Like, that's really fun. And Commander's so freeform, which is why it's the most popular one. But it's also because it is the most popular one, it's making the rest of Magic suffer really bad right now. But, and you only need 1 copy of a card, whereas if you are playing Modern, you need 3. And Modern's a mess right now. But Commander's fun, and I think it's still one of the more superior ways to play. I don't think it is the superior way to play anymore, but because it's the most popular, it's the most common way you can even play the game if you go out. Soul Ring for everyone! Nothing like having Soul Ring, but you ban Mana Crypt! I don't understand! Why? Turns me nuts! That's the one thing. So I have, like, when I go into town, I have, like, 4 card shops. Like, the closest one for me to go into town, though, the one that I would normally go to, I have gotten lucky throughout my time playing Magic that I don't buy ever expensive singles. All of my decks I've built personally for under 50 bucks since I started playing it. None of mine, personally, as I grabbed them, buying singles were more than like 50 bucks. My cheapest one I ever built is 15, and it's the Taste of Karlov deck. I got really lucky in like a couple of boosters over time that I've pulled something like a Mana Crypt, and then like I have like a Lotus Petal and something, because I use Muldrotha as my main deck, and she's about like bringing stuff back. So me using artifacts and stuff is really, really good. I cannot believe before Mana Crypt was actually banned on the ban list for Commander, that store banned Easy Mana but kept Soul Ring. And I'm just like, so I couldn't use Lotus Petal, I couldn't use Mana Crypt, I couldn't use any of this stuff because apparently they deemed it unfair, which is, okay, sure. Why am I not told that And then I'm walking with my deck, and I'm new to your place. And also, why we letting Soul Ring in? Why we letting Soul Ring in? It's already a problem. But yes, Ray, I did go to EVO. I go to EVO every year. I work it. I am part of the staff. I did not compete this year, but normally I do. Just because I haven't really gotten to play fighting games, sadly, recently. But yeah, I go to EVO every year. I refed mainly to, yeah, I took charge of 2XKO mostly this year. I was in charge up to top 32. And then I helped run side tournament brackets for the rest of EVO, and then I did one extra on Sunday. I do not play mill decks. Mill decks are cringe. Their mill decks are really, really, really bad unless you play that one bishop dude. Mill decks are straight up bad. Just straight up garbage. And one of the worst strategies you could do in Magic the Gathering Commander. Unless you do that one bishop guy. But no, I don't like the gameplay. I don't like the playstyle of mill decks. I've always assumed it's more of a hardcore from the name, but it's actually a lot more chill. Yeah. Commander specifically is the party game of Magic the Gathering. Played a match during my friend's wedding party, and I was the agent of chaos that was to determine the winner of the 4-man group. That's actually kind of fun. I like that. Destiny should have been a generation-defining game with its raise and FPS game. Unfortunately, Bungie sucks. Yeah, it's literally the... If you gave the concept of everything Destiny was to just some other decent FPS developers, it probably would have been one of the best games ever made. If they gave that stuff to, like, id Software, who is dead now, and they used, like, possibly their history with, like, Unreal and stuff, like, that stuff would have been... Wow! Shop owner got owned with a deck that had those cards. Oh, 100%. Had it been the shop owner was like, nah, those are too powerful. I mean, to be fair, like the big free mana stuff is banned now. And my $400 card just dropped to be $75, which sucks because people are at least it's $75 because people are still hoping that it gets unbanned one day. You know, those investors or whatever. But it's so frustrating. It's just so frustrating. Just the existence of Soul Ring. They banned easy mana but allowed Storm. That's like the definition of easy mana. Yeah, Soul Ring is the specific easiest mana. And the likelihood of Soul Ring making you win the game if you get it in your starting hand is like a 40% increased win rate. I think it might be more than that. Like, it's crazy. But no, don't worry, keep it. Destiny 2 timeline. Red War, War Mind, whatever, Curse of Osiris, Poop, Forsaken God Tier, Shadowkeep bad, Beyond Light good, Witch Queen please, have all of my money, Lightfall bad, and Final Shape really good. But here's the thing, didn't they delete like half of that content? Wasn't like the problem with Destiny is they were just like, update? You're never gonna play that stuff again. You want to get into Destiny 2 right now? You gotta buy all the expansion packs, but wait. Most of that content is gone. Woo! Suffer. I think it's because it's too popular. Almost literally every deck uses it. Like, what happened to... I don't know. I think it's just... I feel like anybody that deletes easy mana or bans easy mana but keeps Soul Ring is just like, they are too scared. They're too scared to change things. And I think that's literally it. I'm going to be taking a break to attend EVO for now. I love going every year, but I want to try something new next year. Heck yeah, Ray. I'm full for that. The only, like, major I've never been to is CEO, and I can't go this year, but I'm hoping to go next year. I usually do, like, every other year. I try to do Frosties, usually. But I've never been to CEO, so that's the only... It's like CEO and, like, Texas Showdown are, like, the two big ones I haven't been to yet. More like Rip Software, am I right? I know nothing after Final Shape, which is fine. I always commend people who are able to step away from, like, their MMO or long-running games, their live service games, if they truly just disrespect you. I mean, it's the reason why I don't play Apex anymore. I just feel completely disrespected by the game. I despawn, don't die, stay out of trouble, don't get in trouble by safety or HR or whatever you did. Please don't like stick your hand in the acid anymore. Like, I understand you're trying to evolve to be like the actual human Moss from He-Man, but like, don't do that. Forget if it was, hi Jared! Hi, Gabriel! I forget if it was Destiny 1 or 2, but I remember one of them had content that already existed in the game, and when expansion came out, they put it behind the new expansion. Oh my god, did they really? Did they really? That's crazy. That's straight up a whole nother level of either A, incompetence, or B, greed, or C, both. Again, I hate Bungie! I have no pity for them. Like, I can give pity to some game developers because they are just stuck with whatever the higher-ups tell them. But you can't really feel pity for Bungie because Bungie had just incompetent leadership and Sony let them do whatever they want. So Sony letting them go free and then their leadership being incompetent and, like, stealing half the money anyway, they get what they get. I don't feel bad for it at all. You are very, very fortunate for if you're in the Illinois area, yeah, absolutely. I always have to fly out to Chicago for it, which sucks. But I always think it's worth it. I think those both events are worth it. Combo Break is a little bit harder to get to because their venue is a little bit more out of the way than in Chicago for Frosties, in my opinion. But I do love going to both. And I definitely want to try to aim for when the new year comes around to try to go to one of them. Let's go with both. Yeah, option C. I also don't know how Apex is getting licensed. I did see they're having that Cyberpunk thing come out. Which, fair. Cool. I love it. Good for them. But I have yet to be given a reason to actually play that game again. Amaze you what no competition will do. I mean, like I said, they fumbled and fell all by themselves. And you can just, it's the same thing with Sony in their own first party games. You just point and laugh. Destiny was cool. Also, speaking of concerning first party games, I do not have high hopes for the next Gears of War game. And I bet you anything it's gonna make Microsoft regret everything they've ever done. And all the money they gained from Minecraft and Candy Crush was gonna turn out to all been for nothing. What's up, Bob? But yeah, Frosties is one of my more favorite majors to go to because it's an anime focused fighting game tournament. So it always usually has games I really, really like. But Combo Breaker is home of Killer Instinct, and I think Killer Instinct is one of the best fighting games ever made. In my opinion, it's in the top 5. I think it's probably 2 or 3. Like, it's number 2. I think it's probably number 2. I think Dragon Ball FighterZ is still, in my opinion, one of the best fighting game ever made. But Killer Instinct is probably second. And Combo Breaker being the home of it, I actually get to watch it full competition be there and stuff. It's always a good time. I love Killer Instinct. But that's always my main reason to go. As well as Combo Breaker also is a pretty big home for Mortal Kombat. / Injustice. But I don't know. MK1 was a disappointment to me. One thing I liked in this Skippy skin is that Skippy skin, but playing a game for a weapon skin is not worth it. Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not for a weapon skin. I never even liked having skins in Apex. When I played, Leon, hi! Leon with the 30 mod, like, oh! How are you doing, Leon? Good to see you. Thank you so much. But yeah, Apex is just like, what happened to you? I used to love you. Now you've changed. And for the worse. As well as the new character was just the okay, one thing with Apex, quick rant. I don't understand why they turned this character that they have now, this new lady. They made a new character out of him when it's literally the character from the mobile game who was a dude who did the exact same thing. They literally just changed, like, the person, but the kit and stuff is all the same. I don't know why they made a new character when that character already exists in the mobile game, and they were just like, we just don't like them anymore. I don't know. It was really weird. I don't understand. Why did they do this? Renmaru! Hello! Glad I know I didn't imagine it. I know, right? Yeah, they just straight up gender swapped them and made them into, like, I think personality-wise, they're different too. But the entire, like, gameplay kit is the exact same as the mobile game version before it died. He was cool. I did actually really like the mobile game version design way more than this lady. They never vaulted over, yeah, they vaulted over half their expansion. The new player experience was horrible. You had, the world in the palm of your hands when you shot it. I just don't get it. Like, even World of Warcraft learned from its mistakes. They learned that people love it from Final Fantasy, and to create their, and to keep their stuff alive, they have a couple in-game stuff to let you, like, go back and experience things. And then they made, of course, Classic, which they went, you could point and laugh at them. You could absolutely point and laugh at Blizzard. But they at least put in the effort to go rebuy their old server blades so that they can remake the game from scratch, because they also deleted their game. So at least they tried. I'm reminded of the 5 OG monocolor planeswalkers for MTG. Jace, Chandra, and Lilith stuck around. Ajani and Garruk kind of got replaced as a de facto face of their respective colors. Yeah, Ajani also... So Gideon died. So it made sense that we don't see Gideon anymore. Ajani is really cool, and he got brought back actually during the Phyrexian arc. Like, 2 years ago. And he got corrupted. I don't remember if he's dead or not. And Garruk also got corrupted, but a long time ago. I don't remember when. But Garruk got kind of replaced by, I think her name's Vivian. She's the one with the cat pet. And Gideon died. But Ajani was still around. But I am excited for the new MTG set. Because it's all going timey-wimey wumbo-jumbo. Because, Jace is, like, the god of the universe at this point or something. He's trying to reshape the multiverse. So we're having, everybody's flipped. Everybody's flipped. All the color combinations and all the color identity is flipped. They haven't done this since Time Spiral. And people are, Wizards has said it's not exactly Time Spiral, but it's kind of close to it. But it's a new avenue. So, like, Chandra's blue. Lilith is gonna be white. I know, but they already did Doctor Who stuff. That is true. So I really am excited for the new set. I have not an iota care for the Marvel set that just came out, but the one after that, Planes, whatever the new one is I have so much hope for. Yeah, the color swap set, and I'm very excited. I'm very excited. Especially because, I don't think Jace is becoming, like, a bad guy, but he's becoming so morally gray and, concerning as a character that I'm wondering what's gonna happen. Because he's less of, like, oh, I messed up the timeline and I have to fix it. It's more of, the timeline was never balanced to begin with, and I'm trying to make it the balance that I see it. Which is why, if you played Strixhaven, a lot of, like, the teachers and dragons and the houses swapped colors. There's a lot of color swaps that were in there that I don't know if people really thought about. Because the original Strixhaven, they were all completely different. Like, not all completely, but there were a lot of different characters that got swapped. Like the green-black, or I think, no, he's pure black. Professor. I forget what color he used to be. I think he used to be white. And then Silver Quill was not supposed to exist or something. The black-white school. So, Jace has already started to impact everything already with just the Strixhaven set. Because he believes that the balance is different when it comes to, like, how the colors are supposed to go together. Because every color has, like, a theme, right? You know, there's life and death, and then there's, like, nature or whatever you would see with the colors. Justice with white, you know, stuff like that. And he's trying to put them in the way that would be balanced rather than opposite. Because if you look at the color pie, it would be like, why is red with blue? When red is chaos, blue is consistency and thought, right? And he's like, that doesn't make sense. Why are they together? They need to be it needs to be the colors next to each other. So it needs to be like green, blue, right? Or blue, white. You know, he's like, that's how he's thinking, and that's how like the stuff is gonna change. Jace is a character in my current D&D campaign, though he's an evil wizard that collects artifacts around the world to study them. I mean, you can change Jace however you want, but that's actually... I feel like there is a timeline that Jace absolutely became that kind of character. The dragons respawn in another place. We don't know. So actually, with what Jace is doing... So, my favorite bad boy, Nico Bolas, he's not dead. He's in prison. So people are wondering, with the oopsie poopsies Jace is doing, if they're gonna do the thing where, to defeat the current problem, they might release Nico Bolas, or Nico Bolas might find a way out, because he's been missing for a long time. So people are wondering if to fight the thing that Jace is doing, if we're gonna have Nico Bolas come back. Because he's our main bad guy in Magic the Gathering. We haven't seen him in so long. And I love Nico Bolas. He's so cool. But yeah, we haven't seen him in so long because he's been in prison. So if Jace is going oopsie poopsie, and maybe Nico Bolas gets out or whatever, that would be so sick. Nico Bolas is in Dragon Jail. He is in Dragon Jail. Our Eldrazi Queen's in Moon Jail. Who knows what will happen? Perfectly bad. That is what Jace is basically trying to do. Nico Bolas was, oops, I won the game. And they're like, what do we do? He's too strong. Put him in dragon prison. And his card, Silence of the Dragons. The first, absolutely. I mean, it makes sense because Nico Bolas became, like, so strong. He's a big boy. But he's, like, the big bad. And they definitely wrote themselves into the end of Magic too early. Which is why he had to go in Dragon Jail and they couldn't kill him. He's gonna come back. Big boy is gonna come back. And I'm very excited whenever that happens because I love Nico Bolas. I love the factor they have such an intelligent, cunning character who, he's powerful, but he would rather just outsmart you. And that's what he basically always did. And I love Nico Bolas for that. Plains of Neighbor Colors is just that place that Johnny came from and Nico Bolas tries to suck all the mana. Exactly. But the Phyrexian War ended. And all that. So they don't have like the biggest bads anymore. Like Phyrexians were the one of them. And then Nico Bolas is in prison. So they don't have like a big evil thing. They just keep bringing in Marvel. So Magic's been kind of naked in my opinion. So I am very, very excited for the new set. I'm not the most knowledgeable in Magic lore, but I do think Magic lore is very fun. Ceres, yeah, I would say Nico Bolas is kind of Moriarty in MTG. I could put him up there. That is true. They are only as smart as the smartest writer, which we lucked out with Nico Bolas actually was pretty cool. And if you ever want to feel like the true power of Nico Bolas, they do have a cinematic. So every few sets, they do actual 3D cinematics like they would for like an MMO for Magic. So you would think like a WoW cinematic that they release every expansion, right? They do that for every couple of sets in Magic. And the one they did for War of the Spark is awesome. And I highly recommend if you got 3 minutes to go watch it or whatever. I think actually longer. I think it's more like 6 minutes or something. But it's actually no, I think I'm wrong. I think it is like 3 minutes. I think the Strixhaven one's longer than like 6 minutes. It's beautiful and it's intimidating, and it's one of the few things out there where they play Linkin Park in the end, and it's so fitting and awesome. Like it's so cool. And for context, if you do go watch it, it's during the War of Sparks at the point where like he's winning and he's doing the army, like Nico Bolas is winning, and then Lilith, like, she finally breaks the control or the lie that he had over her, because has a pact with Nico Bolas, right? And she decides to break the pact in that cinematic to start saving people instead of just being like the slave. And it's very, very dramatic and very, very cool. And it's also the point where Gideon technically dies. Like, it's not in the cinematic, but it's at the point where Gideon also dies, because Gideon decides to take her pact and her curse from her because he loves her. But because they're black and white, they can never be together because they're opposite colors. So he takes her pact and he takes the fall for her and he dies. So Gideon's dead. But it doesn't happen in the cinematic. But that's what the point of the story is. NB knows the metagame. He's in the in-lore character that makes the deck with all the top tier cards and combos. I respect it if it's as long as it's not commander. I don't know. EDH commander or EDH commander is interesting, and I think it's like a whole nother ball game for sure. But I feel like I like to watch it when it's all about the themes and stuff rather than the power. That is true. You can always make the series smarter by writing dumber characters. That is true. Yes, there is a card named Gideon Sacrifice. Yes, yes, yes. Regular chess looks 40 when nobody else can handle checkers. I will say the writing has been, like, iffy with Magic the Gathering lately, so I'm hoping they don't mess this up, and if they do bring Nico Bolas back, I hope they bring in some of the, like bring in, like, an old school team. He is Jason. I know, I know. Actually, was she? Because, Jace is, with, the Golgari lady, Snake Lady. He likes her. But Lilith, I don't remember, but I always believe that Gideon loves her. I don't remember. But if he is, if it is read to you that Gideon did it because of his own heart and believe in who he is and, like, just seeing someone in pain, and he did it for that reason and no other context, it's still sad. That is true. Chess is pretty hard when it's a 1,000-piece doll. But I always read it as he liked her. It has a lot of love drama. Jace goes around. Jace is main character, so he goes around a lot. But what happened to the green guy, Planeswalker, that was killing everyone? I don't remember. I know! My personal favorite Planeswalker, even though I don't like the color, has always been, I've always liked Ajani. Ajani was my favorite, especially because he was in the first pack, my very first 3 packs of Magic the Gathering I ever opened that were given to me by Brother Elska, was my mythic rare that I pulled was an Ajani Planeswalker. So he's my favorite for nostalgia reasons, and he's always one that I cared about. And I'm sad to see where he's gone. I don't know why Magic Planeswalkers always get the short end of the stick. Brea's a good one. Brea itself is like, the card, she's such a good commander. Love drama is good narrative gap filler. Which will be interesting, because Valska? That's her name? Valska? I think I remember her name. No. MTG. It starts with a V. What's her name? Vraska, that's her name. The black-green Golgari Medusa lady. That's who he's currently dating. That's who he's currently with. A commander deck shall be made in his name, and screw the no planeswalker. Dude! For some reason, I don't know why they don't just make it so planeswalkers can be commanders, because most planeswalkers, one, are not very good. I think it was OG. Let me see. Johnny Planeswalker. It's, I think he was actually white-red. And it's him, like, doing, like, a roar in the art. He's, like, roaring. Let me see. Yeah, it's the red-white one, Johnny, Vengeance? That's the first one I ever pulled. What set is this? Type, rules, artist set. Oh, it was the... No, that one's not it. Shards of Alara? Is that it? I think it was this one. I don't remember. I think it was this one. Because the other one was the dual deck, so it must be the one that's actually the other one. Because I pulled it. I remember I pulled it. Unless it was in the normal set. I do not remember. I don't remember at this point, but I do remember I got it. But yeah, there is a thought. So there's two things with commanders. They're being planeswalkers. One, they're not very good, except for when they're really good, and they're the ones that were made to be planeswalker commanders. And even the flip ones, most of them are really bad, and they're more for themes than anything. But there is talk that people are thinking that to mix up, that maybe one day they'll actually make commanders fully legal to be your commander. Because right now it's only, I think it's like 32 specific commanders or planeswalkers can be your commander. Rambo wouldn't make a good general. I think he would. So they're like some sort of interdimensional candle-lit Italian restaurant where planeswalkers take each other on romantic dates. It's basically because they can walk the planes and they can go everywhere. A lot of the times, if they like each other, they tend to go on adventures together. So, and then something like, the Guild Pact and stuff, where they actually all came together and started everything. They've been all interacting with each other for a very long time in the Magic lore. So, they've actually known each other and been doing things and fighting and going to these wars and going through planes together for a lot. So, if they have a pact and a guild and they go around and they do adventures together all the time. Endless Magic breadsticks would be awesome! It's Magic Olive Garden. When you're here, you're family! What are we at? I was yapping about Magic. Hello, 012I84, yeah. 012. Good morning. It's almost 5 for me. I'm gonna continue to yap for like 15 more minutes, and then I gotta go to the store, and then hopefully my child, my dog child, I have to go pick up from him, getting snipped today. So they said between 5:30 and 6:45 he might be up. So whenever he's awake, I go get him. Yeah, that's actually the biggest problem is Wizards of the Coast. The last time that I think everybody had, like, came back around for Magic and were like, yeah, was when the Phyrexian War was happening and everybody was having a good time. But then there's a gap a little bit before and now entirely after where everybody's just like, okay, Marvel. More Marvel. Assassin's Creed. Spider-Man? What are we doing? What are we doing here? What are we doing? Strixhaven! Yay! Lorwyn! Why is Lorwyn not 3 different sets? Because it has 3 different areas that are dramatically different for... Oh, Marvel! Okay, hold on. Wait, Marvel? Strixhaven! Like, it's so frustrating. Because the way that Magic the Gathering used to go was they picked a plane, and that plane was for 3 blocks. So basically for the year. And then the 4th set would be the culmination set for the year. Modern Horizons and stuff like that, right? So it used to be like you would learn the story through multiple times in that plane, and you basically got one whole story in one whole year. And now it's we're being tossed around. We don't even know this train is going every single track. We don't care who we're running over. We don't care who we picking up. Everyone's dying. I know the trailers were getting so good too, but here we are. Magic, Fortnite. But think of the money. I want my gritty fantasy game where death and destruction and everybody dies. I don't want Peter Parker for the 12th time. Get out of my face. Okay, Mr. Krabs. I like money. I don't know. I can yap about my weird interests all the time. I'm one of those people. I'm absolutely those people where if I start to like something, I invest way too much brain power into learning about it. You can have Cap with no shield and a shield. Also Cap with other Cap. Cap also, he's American, but don't forget about Bruce Banner, but also Bruce Banner the Hulk. In Hulk, gamma radiation, but he also can't forget about Hulk Ultimate Green Man, and then you also can't forget about Bruce Banner Undistinguishable Rage, and then Hulk Banner the third. I don't know. Same. Everybody's the same. Cap sounds Cap. Cap is Cap. Oh yeah, they're just gonna keep. No. Next one, they're actually gonna be doing Hatsune Miku Fortnite. Which they are, by the way. They started doing full-on actual decks you can purchase off of Secret Lair, and I was already spoiled because the quality control at Magic is so bad that the people who bought the Goblin deck, so they came out with a very specific full Goblin deck you could buy for like $150, like it was kind of like not even that. I think it was more than that. A full deck of unique art that you could buy. The fake limitation, obviously, with Secret Lair. We all hate Secret Lair. But people who bought it got spoiled for the next one that still hasn't been, like, properly announced yet. Because they already printed Hatsune Miku, and they sent people Hatsune Miku decks instead of the Goblin one they purchased. Like, it's so bad. Like, the quality control is so bad. I don't get Marvel Radiation mixed up with Fallout Radiation. I don't get it. I also don't get it. Which sucks because the Fallout, like the Fallout set with its radiation mechanic is really, really good. But because it came with a Fallout and it's so specifically those cards, there's a chance they'll never be reprinted and they'll never be able to capitalize on that mechanic. When Radiation was a good mechanic. It's technically, you could still play it, but it's like 25 cards. Like, what the heck? That would be really cool. They do kind of have every Miku card be thematic with music and stuff, but it's never specifically like you have like thematic in a way where it's like rhythm game-esque. You know, it's not interactive or anything like that. It's not like, oh, beat counters or something. It's just, they're just usually reprints of other cards with themes. The Fallout set specifically, the Mothman set specifically is the radiation counter set. And that one is worth it because that deck specifically is very, very good and very, very fun. But you can't really do anything to change the deck because it needs the cards that are in it to function because they don't have any more radiation cards. It's very stupid. They luck out with that deck being really, really fun and really, really good. But if you want to be creative with your Magic deck, it's very limited because there's only 25 cards with radiation on them. Batman only had Batman card as stacks and stacks of prep time. That'd be so funny. I don't know if they'll ever do a DC one because Marvel has them by a chokehold right now. Hippie green, techno for blue, not sure white, choir. If I were to go look, MTG Hatsune Miku, she tends to be blue and white. And I think she might have a couple of greens. So those are just recolors. Where's the actual, like, specifically made for Hatsune Miku deck? I want the secret lair. Yeah, okay, so yeah, there's only, for the deck, there's only been 12 cards leaked. And people have gotten, like, the full thing. But yeah, the specific Hatsune Miku cards is blue, green, white. They made her blue, green, white. But most of them are not recolors, reskins of already made cards. So she's green, blue, white. Blue makes sense. She's Miku. Green, I don't get it. White makes sense also. They are about, like, peace and bringing togetherness and whatnot. I would love Hatsune Miku, like, a black, I don't know, a black-red deck. Heavy metal, stomping, quick BPM Miku. DC versus Marvel sets would sell all that. That is true. But having to have a handshake between Disney and Warner Brothers is good luck. Yeah, death metal for Red Blood. That'd be so fun. Again, we love proxies. You can literally make it whatever art you want. So. I actually do want to make a proxy deck of something that's entirely based on us. I've already picked out a commander that I would think would be for me. And then I need to still figure out how to make a deck that's, like, for us, right? As, like, Berserkers and our silliness. I need to figure out the actual meat of it, but I have picked a commander, so I have an idea already of how to make it, but I haven't gone around to actually putting in the meat and bones of it. But yeah, that was my magic rant. Thank you for coming. I could just talk, so that's on me. What else? Is there anything else that's happened? That's happening? I'm starting to calm down from the caffeine, and now my brain's flatlining. Meat is pretty good. Is there, like, actually, like, empty? I can make a food token deck, and it's just a bunch of meat. That'd be funny. I don't know. I'm not even up to date with the gaming industry entirely. Like, you can't escape the Sony news and stuff and the Microsoft news, but I don't even know, like, what's coming out or anything. This is the first opportunity I had to talk about Magic in 1 year. I appreciate. Aw, yay! That means a lot. I love talking about card games. Oh, okay. I am planning on doing, like, a couple of not torture, but, like, punishment streams for myself when I am back on a normal schedule. I'm gonna try to play a bunch of games that I have said I don't want to play, or that I hate, but people have asked me to play because they like it, so, I think that will be interesting. Punishment, where I say I don't like it, I don't want to play it, but then everybody has told me to play it, and I'm like, fine. I'm gonna do that. Spawns in. Mossy! Did you get stopped by safety/HR again? Are you alive? The 007... It came out? I only heard of the 007 game. I do need to finish Mr. Bones. That is right. I gotta get the Sega Saturn back for Brother Elska. I do have to finish Mr. Bones. Just thinking about it makes me want to have an aneurysm. Not much, Mossy. We're on the end time of stream. I gotta wrap up soon because I gotta go to the store before I gotta pick up the puppy. It was like 2 months ago. I know. Wait, for the 007 game came out 2 months ago? Wait, what? What? I only literally heard of the game existing when it was shown at the Game Awards. There's no way it actually came out. Oh my god, it came out in May. I had no idea. And it looks really bad. Oh no. 6-7. Oh, Leon's still waiting for VB. I know. I know. I'm trying, man. Uncle Jobo said you should never play Mr. Bones without save states? Oh, somebody give me to talk to Uncle Jobo. I need to talk to him. I need to tell him that I'm a better gamer than him. I'm a better gamer than him. I beat Uncle. I do want to play World. I did not forget about it because I actually literally thought about it over the weekend. And I was thinking that I never got to do like Iceborne or anything. I never finished the game. So I do want to play World again actually, especially because Wild's disappointing me so much. Those waiting rooms are hallucinations. They're not gonna be anymore soon, okay? They're gonna be real. I do need a better gaming chair. That is true. Mr. Bones is definitely on the list. We're so close to finishing it. We have like 3-4 levels. It's just, I'm thinking about that stained glass level and it makes me wanna scream. Oh yeah, and the new Backyard Baseball came out. I never played the old, like, pixel art one. I kind of want to. I heard that game's silly. Do you know the Battle Chasers comic series? It's like late 90s, early. The game got it in 2018. Is from Law Ruin King people. I quite like it so far. No, let me see. I also have, funny enough, Ruin King downloaded because I was interested in trying it out. Oh, it looks pretty at least. I like the style. Who is this? So publishers, THQ, Airship Syndicate? Oh, yeah, they are the Ruin King people. Yeah, I've been interested in playing the Ruin King game because it just looks like a nice RPG game. Like, I don't know much about League lore, but just the entirety of it being like an RPG turn-based game, it looked like it would be fun. I don't know, I kind of liked how it looked. I forgot about Mr. Bones. I didn't because I think Mr. Bones is one of the best games ever made. And I think it deserves so much more of this world. I did see the Godzilla remake. I don't know if it's worth anything because I do just own the old one. So I have to see what happens when it comes out. It doesn't look like an actual upgrade. It looks more like a not like a remake, it looks like a remaster, so we'll see what happens with it. Which I'd be fine if it's a remaster, because that means it's gonna be janky and ugly and dumb, and that I'm a little excited for. Sea of Stars, I've heard good things about Sea of Stars. I think I also heard a little bit of its soundtrack, and if I recall, it was pretty good. Yeah, Sea of Stars is on my wish list. I just want to play RPGs. There was one I actually bought at my local game store. It was PS5, sadly. But it was like a collection box that came with like its soundtrack and its art book for like $12, so I bought it. But it is on Steam. And I was just going to buy the Steam version. So then it was like, I still got it super on sale. I forgot what it was called. I'd have to go grab the box, but the box is still in my backpack in the living room that hasn't moved for months. I don't forget Mr. Bones because it's oh my god. Dude! But Mr. Bones' playlist is all like kind of sick blues music. Mr. Bones has good music in it. It being $30 is, gotta give her credit where credit is due. I don't think it's worth $30 still specifically, but it's not higher than that. It's no Sonic Forces or whatever. You know, it doesn't feel as bad with the price that it's set. I think it's more like a $15 game. But it's not 70, so I can't complain too much. I couldn't hold it during the summer sale. Spent 30-ish bucks on Battle Chasers, Night War, West of Loathing, Death Door, and Ni no Kuni 1. I completely missed the summer sale. It's gone, right? Yeah, I completely missed it. I don't even know what they had, what was on sale. I don't know. But that's a good catalog. I also probably shouldn't buy anything more. I have too much of a backlog to do. That I should probably not. 6-7 was a 6-7 jewel. 6-7. 6-7. Thank you, Oshi. You're giving me brain melting. Picked up Power World during the last 30 minutes of its sale. I own Power World because I think I could be wrong. I think Mossy got it for me. And that is something we could give a try of. I was always scared to try it because of, you know, it's a little bit of controversy with some AI stuff and the stealing of designs and stuff. But from what I've seen of 1.0 is they've done a lot of remodeling and upgrades, and it seems a bit more on its own standing and footing. And then the other thing was, I was told it was Rust, but with, like, Pokemon. And I don't like Rust, but I was then told, not too long ago, actually, that I could give it a try, because there is, like, a solo mode or a server mode that I could just play with, like, you guys if I wanted to. And there's no, like, fighting or anything of each other, and not really PvP. And that made me a little bit better of my thoughts on it. I want to play the Digimon game. I have the first one. I want to play them. And I also want to play Expedition 33. I don't think I have. I maybe on the winter sale I can look out to getting Expedition 33 because I don't have it still. Can't wait for Steam to shut down with all the games I bought and never played. That's why we don't technically own them. And you can just keep them forever. In your own way. Digimon looks like a game I would actually really, really like. So I definitely want to give it a try at some point. Yeah, as long as Gabe's still around, but Gabe's getting old. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows how much lifespan we have left of the quality, beautiful thing we have of Steam. Alright. But I will say I'll probably start wrapping up here as I need to go to the store before I gotta get the puppy. Exactly, Raymond. I as a person here can't say it. We can't say that. But we can say you can find your own way, and stuff just happens, and you got it in with Uncle who works at Nintendo. Are you gonna keep going with the new RE? I don't even remember if you finished it before the working season. No, I did not. I got one session in. So what I'm probably gonna do, because I'm only like, I'm not that far in, I think I'll refresh myself with like a day off when I get my new, like before stream, I'll play like that hour that I played, and then we'll jump right back into it, so I can remember how to play. But no, I'm gonna play RE for sure. Thanks for the stream, really appreciate it a lot. Yes, and I miss you guys, and I'm sad, and I want things. I cannot wait for things to be normal. So I will say my schedule is gonna be, the last week and a half is gonna be a little rough, because with the schedule switch, I'm getting different days off. And so I'm gonna have like another week and a half or so that I work straight, almost 2 weeks. And then my new schedule starts, because I'm switching, like, the days off and stuff that I have, because I'm going from 0 to 1 day off to 2 days off. So and they had to reschedule everyone because they were doing stuff specifically for these events and like our traveling and stuff. So my last week and a half, 2 weeks are gonna be really, really messy because it's gonna be another like straight working. But then it goes back to normal and I get a break. So you doing 4 10s? Yes. Basically. 4 to 5 10s, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how things goes. And Raymond and Berserker with the 42 bucks. Thank you! Also, because I'm working so much, if there's ever a time you feel like, you know, you don't want to continue with that, don't feel pressured to anything, you know. I'm not giving as much back at the moment, but hopefully I will earn it all back, you know, when I can. And like I said, I have so many ideas that I want to do, and if this, at the end of the month, I do get a pretty big bonus from all of this, because I'm supposed to, I want to use part of it. Well, one part is going into the savings for the house, when we actually are able to get a house, because that fell through, because stupid things. I want to use a little bit for some stuff that I have planned, and I'm very excited for it. So if it ends up being pretty good and it works out, I got plans. I got plans. I'm happy. That's all. Appreciate yourself. Yes, thank you. I'm not sure when I'll be back. I don't ever want to say anything. I'm gonna try. You know, I always want to try. So I'm just hoping for the best. I hope money is good and for you. It is good. I am up, and we are stabilizing with the family, and I'm able to compensate a lot more because this job is 10 times better than what I worked in the past. It's just a lot more work because they have these chunks of the season where it's like, this is like event season, I gotta go work it, right? But anyway. No! My commander deck's green red, I think, so I don't know if we can have that. I feel like it needs to be an enemy deck anyway. I need to have like a bad guy. Somebody needs to make BB Fish deck. Alright, but thank you, Mossy Redacted, Ezekiel, Berserker, Raymond, Exis, Bob, Sophie, Wakey, Massive Legend, Ventus, Ceres, O12, Ramaru, I said Ceres, right? Nightmare, Jared, Rays, who am I missing? Silver, Barada, I'm probably missing someone else. Leon, that's right, Leon was here, Dark Brie would be black red, right? Yeah, that's true. BB Fish is blue black would be accurate for BB Fish. You're safe today. Nightmare. In the back of my head, it's always at some point I'm gonna forget it, so then it comes back around. I remember. Meme Lord, thank you as well. All right, I'm gonna go take care of all the things I gotta do. Thank you everyone for hanging out with me, and I will see you next time. Bye. I love you all. Thank you so much for everything.